Hey guys, welcome back to Cooking with Gunther's Gourmet. We're here today working with a pork loin. This is an entire pork loin. This is about 6.5 pounds. We're going to do fruited pork loins today. One of them, we're going to use the Peri Peri Dark Cherry. We're going to also utilize a local company, AR's Hot Southern Honey. This is his hot honey. The other one we're going to do, in case you don't like it hot, we're going to do our peach salsa, and we'll do some honey from my mom's hive, Yaya's hive in Roanoke. That is going to be local honey. What we've done is we put it in a tea strainer and we've strained the juice out of the honey. Out of the salsa. So what we're going to do is mix the honey with the salsa and use that as a glaze. We'll use the leftover salsa as a chutney on top of it, okay? So it's going to be quite simple. You have the whole pork loin. What you want to do is you want to trim off the fat. The fat here is not good. And you also want to get the silver skin. If you can see right under here, that's fat. That is silver skin. You want to get up underneath there and get that out. And you kind of just want to do it as close to the meat as possible without really going into the meat. So you get your knife underneath, kind of put it up at an up angle, and we're starting to get that down. Finish trimming it up. It's looking really good. You're getting rid of all this excess stuff. You don't want to eat it, so get it off. That's a really nice lean piece of pork. This is the loin again, as I said. It's not the tenderloin, it's the loin. It runs down the back of the animal. And the tenderloin's kind of tucked in from behind underneath. It's much smaller. You'll get 2 pieces per pack usually. So since we're doing 2 different ways, we're going to cut this in half. We have a preheated 375-degree oven. It's going to take about 20 minutes per pound. Each one of these will be about 2.5 pounds after we trimmed it. And so we're just going to stick it on tell you what, just going to stick it on a small hotel pan, but I'm going to go ahead and just give that a quick spray. A lot of times you can sear these off before. You can get a cast iron skillet, sear it off. I actually have one in the oven. I was thinking about doing that. But we're going to try to make this as easy as possible for everybody. So we're just going to separate them onto 2 separate trays. And we're just going to roast them. All right, so we're just going to hit them with a little bit of salt and pepper. This is actually one of the first things I have received since I started the YouTube channel. It's a salt cellar from Fern and Roby. They're a local company here in Richmond. This thing is solid as a rock, but I think they're more known for their audio equipment, but for some reason, they made a salt cellar. You can see the NaCl on there, kind of cool. Roll it over. You're eating both sides of the pork. You want to season both sides of the pork. Notice I'm not putting my dirty hand that I just touched the pork with back into the salt or the pepper. All right, so we have the juice from the Peri Peri Dark Cherry. We're going to hit it with a little bit of AR's Hot Southern Honey. This stuff is excellent. It will add an extra level of flavor to anything you have. If you like heat, this is going to be good. And it's also going to help caramelize the pork. It's going to add flavor, add an extra layer of heat. So we are just going to, I need to turn these back to the right side up. Mix that all in together. We're just going to glaze this with Gunther's Gourmet Peri Peri Dark Cherry, AR's Hot Southern Honey. I'm just going to add an extra layer of flavor. Now, again, I said that we're cooking them at 375, about 20 minutes a pound, so about every 8 to 10 minutes, I'm going to go in there and reglaze this. If you were to have a rack, I would suggest putting it on a rack so you can cook up underneath it as well. I think that helps distribute the distribute the heat together. So now we have the peach. And again, we raise our own bees here. This is actually from a hive in Roanoke. And I named the hives after people in my family. So this is the Yaya hive. Yaya means grandmother in Greek. This is my mother's hive. This is a great honey. It was from 2018. Again, we're just going to give it a nice liberal brush. We're going to pop it in the oven and we'll be all set. Now what I am going to do, take my thermometer, put it in the fat section of the, and this is going to tell me when it's 140. Couldn't be simpler, couldn't be easier. All right, we'll be back in about 8 or 10 minutes. We'll glaze it. We'll do another glaze in about 8 minutes after that, and then we're going to slice it and present it for you. All right, we're back. It's been 20 minutes. We're at 121 degrees. We've got about 25 degrees left. At 10 minutes, I pulled it out and I reglazed it. This is the cherry one. So I took the glaze, did it one more time. Just adding an extra layer of flavor. And we'll scooch it around a little bit in there to get some on the bottom. That's it. What I'm gonna do is once it gets to about 140, 142 degrees, I'm gonna turn the oven off. I'm gonna turn the broiler on. Get some direct on top heat directly down and try to caramelize some of the natural sugars in the honey and give it some color, give it a nice little crust. We'll see how that works. And we're just gonna, this one has a thermometer and it's a little harder to get in and out. We're just gonna glaze it again. We're 20 minutes into it. We'll do another 10, see how it goes. We only have 20 degrees left to get it to 145 in the center. And then we'll, like I said, we're gonna put the broiler on, kind of caramelize the top. We'll pull it out, we'll let them rest, and then we'll do a nice little plate presentation. All right, so I'm getting excited about these. I was dipping my finger into the sauce. They taste great. AR's Hot Southern Honey. That really adds a lot of flavor to the Peri Peri Dark Cherry. You're gonna get a nice hot. Gunther's Peach Salsa. And then this is our own local honey. If you can find local honey, get it. There's a huge difference in that. And I will tell you, Ames does use 100% all natural honey in there. There's no blending with high fructose corn syrup or anything else. That is a 100% good product. All right, we're back. It's just coming up on 20 minutes. We are at 143, so as promised, I'm going to cut the oven off. We're going to do the broiler. We will do it on high. And then we will get some top-down heat. Before it gets too hot, we'll give it a little bit of a one last glaze. Mostly just using the glaze that's already in there. So at this point, I wouldn't hit it again with this brush because the brush started out on the raw pork. Right now, the broiler is going to kill any germs that are in there, so you're going to be okay. But at this point, I would just dispose of this. It's just going to cause you problems in the future with cross-contamination. Now, the pork loin doesn't necessarily need to be like brown all the way through. I don't mind a little bit of pink in mine. The days of, how the animals were raised at Turkana and all that stuff are gone. You don't have to cook it to 200 degrees and throw it into a volcano and then wait for it to burn to ashes before you can eat it. Medium rare pork, a little bit of pink, it's okay. I like it. A lot of y'all don't. So if you don't like it, just take it up a few degrees more. We are at 145. I do want to get some of that top-down heat on there, so we might go a little bit above 145 so it won't be pink, but it's going to look good. And at this point, we're just waiting for a little bit of caramelization on there. We'll pull it out and we will let them rest for 5 or 10 minutes, and then we shall slice them, see how it tastes. All right, we're getting ready to call it. It's at 148. It's starting to get up there. It's going to keep cooking 2 or 3 degrees after we pull it out. It's called carryover cooking. So we don't want to get it too overdone. But you can see that is the peri peri cherry. That is the peach. Go ahead and turn that oven off so it's not just running for no reason. And we will get rid of this. Okay, we're gonna let them sit for a little bit, then we're just gonna slice them, put them on a plate, take a few pictures, and we're gonna try them. All right, we'll be back in a minute. All right, it's been about 5 minutes. We're just gonna slice it up real quick. Got some gloves on, a nice carving knife. We'll do the peach first because you don't want the hot one on the cutting board first. That's the one thing I hate about thermometers. They leave a hole in your meat. I don't like the looks of that. So we're gonna do kind of like a little bit of dinner cut. Be nice on a buffet at the house. And I'm just gonna plate it up. Nice little serving platter. We have some bib lettuce, which I just bought today at Good Foods Groceries here in Richmond. Funny thing is, it's clean. I cleaned it. I don't think this has ever seen dirt. I think this is all hydroponic. I think it's all being grown in water. So they leave the root on. They tell you it's going to last longer. I just don't ever think it's seen dirt, which I kind of find interesting. We're just going to go ahead and tray up a little bit. Now we got far enough into it that we don't have the hole, so we always put that side where we can't see it. Next one, we'll square off the pork loin. And we'll do the same thing. We'll shingle this out a bit. Put it that way. So time to tell. This is the peach. It's good. It's juicy. It's not overcooked. You can see it. Look into there. That is a juicy piece of pork. The overcooked pork, it's not going to be good. This is going to be the hot one. That is good. That is some kind of, it's got a nice heat. If you enjoy hot, that's going to be good. Right, I'm going to get rid of this real quick so we can plate. All right, so we're just going to top it off with a little bit of the salsa. Instead of using a heavy sauce, and you'll note the sauce is really thick now because we took all the juice out earlier and used it as a glaze. So we're using a chutney, fat-free, low sodium, depending on what side of the aisle you like. Peach, peri peri dark cherry, and that's a nice little pork loin presentation. Okay, thanks again for joining us here at Cooking with Gunther's Gourmet. Fantastic products, fantastic results, and they're simple and they're easy. The Gunther's line of products can be bought if you want to wholesale them and retail them in your store. Give me a call at chefmike at gunther'sgourmet.com. I'll send you our wholesale information. Amazon has the larger bottles, those plastic bottles. All the information will be below. AR's Hot Southern Honey, we're going to have his information in the comments below. Check him out, another Richmond company. And again, thanks for cooking with Gunther's Gourmet, and we'll see you on the next one. Okay, lastly, which I always forget to do, subscribe to our station, like the videos, give us a thumbs up, comment, I'll answer. Give us a little bit of love and support. We appreciate what you do for us. Thanks a lot, and I hope you all have a good day.